delegated. So in that respect, I think Stephen was a good leader.
Breffny, do you agree with all that?
Yeah, I think Stephen did a great job. I threw my hat in the ring to manage this, but it was clear that Stephen and everybody else was very confident in Stephen's experience. Stephen did a great job.
Stephen did a great job. Well, this was your final design?
Yeah, it's a simple message. This is the phone you can buy. It's very clear. It's got good photography and it looks nice.
And your tagline?
Our tagline, live, enjoy, dream. We actually based it on the acronym LED.
And you think that live, enjoy, dream will resonate in people's mind as LED?
It's part of a campaign as a whole. If you back that up with your visual media as well as your print, I think it's something that will work and will instill that into people's minds.
Now, Platinum. Samson thought your use of music was cheesy. Gary Twohig from Samsung felt that strapline was very, very weak indeed. Cullen. Samsung felt that your presentation was full of waffle. Samsung thought you didn't hear the brief about this being a business phone.
Yeah.
So there is a unanimous result. Platinum, you listened to the brief fully. You used a businessman which really understood the Samsung demographic. So you are the winners. Yes. And because this was an artistic task, you have a very nice prize tonight, and that is you're going to the Blue Leaf Gallery, where you'll be treated to a painting masterclass with one of Ireland's leading figurative artists, Shane Blunt. Off you go.
Thank you.
So, losers again.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Have another look at what you produced. This is a picture of 3 girls taking a picture. It's not a phone, it's a camera. Yeah. And that's where you lost out completely. You just didn't listen to the brief, you just didn't get a concept.
I mean, we're still proud of, of the work that we produced. I think with tweaking that we could definitely still make that a fantastic
you can't tweak the picture. The picture is the picture. Well, I want you to go outside now and work out among yourselves what went wrong. Because when you come back in here, I'm going to ask you, Stephen, to nominate 2 people who'll come back into the boardroom with you, and one of you will be fired. Off you go.
So everyone, I want you to grab an easel and then grab a glass so we can loosen up and start doing some drawing.
I'm a bit sad, really, this drawing.
We think it looks more like a monkey scratching his bum. Girls, I just want to say thank you so much for all your hard work. It was a brilliant team performance, and long may it last. Well done. Here's the camera as well.
To me, the brief from Samsung was quite clear. They wanted to hit different types of people. You know, there was fun, there was business. Now, there was no representation of the brief within this. It was just girls. You know, this is a girl's phone to me.
Well, they did have a male model, so that particular shot that they eventually used, the male model was so far out of the shot that they couldn't actually drag him into it.
So you're saying that he was actually supposed to be in it?
Oh, he was in that particular shot. The graphic designer just literally couldn't fit him in because he was sort of half a mile away from the girls. But yeah, they had 3 male models.
It just doesn't make sense to me. All the resources that were put there at their disposal, and they just let it all go by the board. It's as if they were playing.
Hello? Yes, Bill. Bill will see you now.
Well, I hope you figured it out, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. In hindsight, we'd obviously made some, some big mistakes.
But forgetting about hindsight, do you see now where you are so wrong in terms of your concept?
Yes.
Yes. Let me just show you for a minute. Do you see any difference? Do you see where briefings are met, and do you see what this means?
I think we had a different interpretation.
Yes,
on it.
you did. You had a very different interpretation.
Yeah.
And the girls got it right.
Yeah.
But you had plenty of time to examine your concept, and yet you spent a couple of hours driving around Dublin looking for a background scenario.
That's correct, Bill. We did see the location that we wanted. We went out there. We found out on our way back into town that we couldn't actually use Dún Laoghaire because we didn't have guaranteed clearance.
It's back to my point. Total lack of planning in the initial stages. Brendan, you were the director of photography.
Correct, Bill.
That was your photograph.
Well, Bill, I did provide Stephen with a disc of images that did include businessmen. He had the call on the photo that was used when he sat down with the graphic designer.
So were you happy with that?
If I didn't want to conflict with his idea, he had an idea of where he wanted to go with it, so I did let him run with that.
You're a team player, but you still have to voice your opinion.
It was a critical point in time. If I was to raise that concern there, we could have got sidetracked on the task, and it could have been a catastrophe.
It ended up as a catastrophe anyway. Stephen, I see 3 young girls in the photograph on the billboard. How many girls did you have?
We had 3, and we also had 3 guys. What we did is we looked at what came back to us and what we felt was going to work. At one stage, we had the 3 girls, and there was a business guy in the background. I mean, when you saw the phone there, you know, on the big screen, we felt there was no need to pop this business guy in a suit. I mean, we felt it was overkill.
It's saying again that you hadn't got your concept worked out at all when you had models. You had 3 guys, you had 3 girls. We'll try this, we'll try that. So you didn't really have a concept.
Well, we did have a concept, but what I said, it was a fluid concept. We were willing to work with it depending on the work that came back. But in fairness, it was a fluid concept.
Breffny, do you agree with all that?
Right, basically, I'm very heartbroken by this. I thought we had a good product. But fundamentally, this is as simply as I can think about this failure, is fundamentally, we didn't have a mission. We didn't have an idea that we were going to pitch at the start. Maybe it wasn't good enough because of that fundamental reason.
You stood in front of these guys here, you know, no more than, 10, 20 minutes ago, and said you were 100% behind me as a project manager.
Yeah.
So either you are or you aren't.
Well, I was told
Why
the
didn't
party
you
line
voice it?
right there.
Well, when Bill asked you first,
Okay,
before you found out that we had lost the project, why didn't you say that to him?
Look, I don't mean to sound dishonest, but we were still pitching our idea. The battle wasn't won or lost. We still had a very good product.
It's probably fair to say, Stephen, that everyone kept very quiet until the winner was announced.
Breffny is making the point that if you don't have a destination, how can you navigate your way towards it? Breffny is a man who sails around the world. You need to have the destination first, so you need to have the concept first. Would you accept that now?
Yeah.
So the idea was to show how fantastic this product was, and all we see is 3 girls take a photograph. Every phone takes a photograph.
Yeah, we know
and
that.
this is up at the top 1%. Do you not get it? You are still in denial here.
I mean, look, we accept that we went the wrong direction with it, and we went the wrong direction.
Well, do we? I don't think Brendan does. And Setanta's still in denial. Aren't you?
Well, I'll put my hand up. Yeah, okay. Maybe we went for the unique selling point over everything.
The LED?
I think, over time, it's a concept that we wanted to sell to them on top of giving them a billboard.
Over time, a billboard campaign lasts for how long?
We know how long a billboard campaign lasts. I mean, probably a month.
7 days, 14 at the most.
Yeah.
I would be looking at that for the next week, and I'd never know that live, enjoy, dream meant LED.
Yeah, but I think it was brought out in the presentation. What we wanted to give them, as well as a billboard, was a kind of a new mission statement, a new kind of something to do with their brand identity.
I'm not going to show you the 2 pictures again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to say to you, Stephen, who are you going to bring back into the boardroom with you?
I'm going to be bringing back Donal and Breffny.
Donal and Breffny. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So, Steve, Setanta, and Brendan, you're going back to the house tonight. You're going to sleep easy because you're there for another task. Breffny, Donal, and yourself are coming back in here to my boardroom, and one of you will be fired. Off you go.
He's bringing back the 2 people who see the points and see they've done wrong.
Well, at least they're prepared to see that they did wrong, admit it, learn from it, and move on. He's still sticking to his ideas stubbornly.
You're not answerable to me anymore, and you're not answerable to me anymore. That project is now finished, okay? You need to go and answer to Bill and explain to him why, you should be staying.